In the show today, we will look at some scary hacking tools that were on display at DEF CON 2016 in Las Vegas, and how your computer monitor could be manipulated to display information that is not real. And we will conclude with an article that points to the state of cybersecurity. This is certainly a show that you don't want to miss, because there are some revealing details that can help you stay safe in the cyber world. Welcome to another episode of Whirlwind Radio. I'm your host, Marcelo Sugdeo. Over 22,000 good and bad hackers, along with other security experts, gathered in Las Vegas last week for DEF CON 2016, which is an annual convention for hackers. During the show, many items were on sale, and there were even some that can really drive fear in us to be more security conscious. Let's take a look at a few. The first one is called the Wi-Fi Pineapple Nano. And this device is from a company called Hack5 that lets you pose as the Starbucks Wi-Fi hotspot, or even the airport Wi-Fi, or even a hotel Wi-Fi. And it picks up the internet traffic from nearby users. So you can collect users' credentials and read unencrypted information. This device sells for $100. And so as you can see, it's cheap and also can be easily obtained. This goes to show that you shouldn't access or send any sensitive information from public Wi-Fi. And if you do connect to it, you should use a virtual private network or VPN to encrypt your connection and to foil potential snoopers. The second one is Keylogger, and this device is sold by Hacker Warehouse. It looks like a USB drive that records your every keystroke with a program called Keylogger. You can use this to collect users' passwords or even their communications. Think about your office setting. If you have one of these devices, you can just go over to someone's computer, and maybe when they're away on a washroom break or a coffee break, you can just plug it into their USB drive, which is not even noticeable, especially if it's a desktop computer. The cost for this, the keylogger, is $55. Thirdly, we'll look at another one that is from Hack5 as well, and it's called the USB Rubber Ducky, which looks just like a regular thumb drive. Once plugged into a computer, it automatically loads whatever is on it, and it usually won't be picked up by an antivirus protection. The cost for this is $45. So as you can see from the tools that we've talked about, for $100 or less, someone with malicious intent can buy and then easily access your personal information from your computer. The reason why I'm highlighting these devices is not to give you ideas, but to raise awareness of security concerns that we should all be mindful of. Avoid using public Wi-Fi, and if you're using desktop computers, check to see if there's any USB-looking drives that should not be there. After many months of research and testing in reverse engineering, experts from Red Balloon Security, a company that was founded in 2011 by two of the world's leading cybersecurity researchers, found a way to hack a monitor, that's a computer monitor, without even hacking the computer. During DEF CON, two scientists from this company gave a presentation to show how they were able to manipulate a monitor by using an HDMI or the USB port. One example that they gave was to show how they added secure icon lock, that's the lock on a web page, that was not even there. Think about the consequences from this action and how it can lead to financial information falling into the wrong hands. Another example was that they made a zero PayPal account balance appear to be $1 billion balance. And a more serious one that was highlighted was they changed the light status on a power plant's control interface from green to red. Now this can have some serious ramifications. This can be misleading for those who are monitoring power plants and other infrastructure. During their research, they used a Dell monitor and figured out how to change pixels on the display through the firmware. which was not that secure. But it's not just Dell monitors that are at risk. Many other brands that we have sitting on our desk at home or at work, including Acer, HP, and Samsung, are all vulnerable to the undetectable firmware attack, according to the researchers. As pointed out, for this type of attack to occur, hackers need to access the physical monitors through the USB or HDMI ports, which may not be a concern for many, but there have been warnings by experts who have said that a country's infrastructure, especially the US, could be at risk if malware is introduced through a USB drive. Well, how could this happen? Research has revealed that if USB drives are left lying around, that nearly 50%, that is half of us, would pick them up and plug it into a computer. I know it's hardly unlikely that a hacker will try to target a monitor or your monitor, but infrastructure targeting is still a very real threat, as well as monitors that can be manipulated before reaching its destination. A few years ago, Snowden disclosed that the NSA had a program dedicated to intercepting systems shipped by computer manufacturers. So what happened was, after these systems were shipped, it got into the hands of the NSA, where modifications took place. Then those devices were placed back into the shipping process to reach the final destination. Now the unsuspecting recipients picked up their systems and used it without even having the slightest inclination that it was modified. Cases of this nature are rare indeed, but it could be something that government-employed hackers might use. Another result of this sort of hack is that it could be used to spy on what we are doing. But we can take comfort in the fact that at this time, this type of hack is not an easy one to pull off, according to the researchers. But then again, with the heavy emphasis on hacking, we will be naive to believe that hackers cannot use this to generate more sophisticated ways to intrude our cyber lives. What is the state of cybersecurity? I came across an interesting article from The Guardian that pointed out that a consistent theme from DEF CON this year was that the internet is broken, and if we don't do something soon, we risk permanent damage to our economy. According to tech security guru Dan Kaminsky, he said that during his keynote message at DEF CON that half of all Americans are backing away from the net due to fears regarding security and privacy. He went on to say that we need to go ahead and get the internet fixed or risk losing this engine of beauty. It is indeed broken. Today, there is no lack of things to worry about, like organized criminal gangs, government surveillance, and even cyber attacks from nation against nation. The bad news for us, the user, is as we share more of our lives online, we're being told to become more security conscious, but many are simply uninterested or simply too lazy to do so. And that lack of interest is being exploited by hackers to gain access to our personal information. But the blame should be placed on us. To paraphrase Pogo, we have met the cyber enemy and he is us. Now, we have all been duped into clicking random links or opening infected files at one time or another. Research was done that compared the number of people that would click on a potentially malicious link inside an email as compared to Facebook. The results? 1 in 5 test subjects clicked a link from a stranger in an email. More than twice as many did it on the social network. So, lured by curiosity, even tech-savvy users in this study could not resist clicking. If you ask, how can I stay safe? Well, we keep getting back the same answers. Set better passwords. Keep software up to date. Back up your data, etc. Dan Kaminsky advice is more different. He said, keep a close watch on your financials and immediately report anything that looks suspicious. He went on to say, if you have a bank account that will not send you a text message when there's a transaction, move your money. Because now it's not about preventing the fraud, it's about seeing it as soon as it happens. In other words, assume you're going to be hacked and try to catch it before it does too much damage. So what is the state of cybersecurity today? There are many risks of using the internet, but if we are not interested in taking security precautions and see ourselves as the enemy, then we are doomed to lose this battle for privacy and security. That's all that we have for you today. We would love to get your feedback and comments. Please let us know what you think about Whirlwind Radio. Thanks to our production manager, Lasky Hart, and to you for listening today. From all of us at Whirlwind Radio, this is Marcelo Sugdeo saying stay safe in the technology whirlwind.